Day here in Columbus, Georgia, Chamber of Commerce Day. We are proud at Georgia Alabama Sports Live to bring you the 2025 West Central Georgia FCA All-Star Football Game. And I'm joined by Paxton Holloway here on a picture-perfect day. Temperature is in the upper 50s, low 60s, lots of sunshine, and we've got lots of All-Stars on the field, Paxton, for this nice event that FCA has started here in this area.
Yeah, beautiful stadium, beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. I'm pumped up. You know, as a Bama guy from last night, I'm great. It's carrying over today, but these boys have worked hard on both sides, so I'm excited to see the passion and the heart that they bring into this game.
Well, Jonathan Carastor, the area director of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes in this area, has put this thing together, and it is a great way to reward athletes from schools all over the West Central Georgia region. This is not a statewide all-star game, so you're going to hear that these kids are from the surrounding area that West Central Georgia FCA services. But it's a great way to reward some of those and get them an all-star game, and hopefully a lot of people will see this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live today. And some of these kids are either unsigned or still trying to decide who they're going to sign with, and maybe this game will give them an opportunity to get some more film out there, some more highlights out there, and maybe some more notice before everything is over and done. So the opening kickoff has just occurred, and if you notice, they didn't run down the field and do it like they normally do. So in these all-star games, a lot of times to avoid injuries, they will just have a kickoff and they'll place it where the ball is received, and that's what's going to happen here. And the South team in the red jerseys will take over at the 30-yard line for the first possession of the game. They won the toss and elected to receive, and they will come out on offense, and it looks like running quarterback for the South team is Shaw High School's Aaron Grant. And Paxton, you know Aaron. I know Aaron because Aaron was a former Calvary athlete before transferring over to Shaw for high school. And he starts at quarterback. And he's going to give, and this one's going to be stopped in the backfield. Number 24 for the North team, Marcus Williams from Upson Lee High School, makes the tackle for loss. And the running back on that play was Kendrick High School's Lavasco Williams. So it'll be 2nd down and 12. Lost a couple of yards there. And, you know, one thing, Paxton, in these games, a lot of times the offense is going to stay pretty basic.
Yeah, a lot of handoffs, a lot of easy passes. Looks like Aaron Grant had a bit of a hard count there. Almost got him to jump.
Aaron, of course, is the son of Michael Grant, a pastor here in town, but also the middle school coach, and everybody left, and the center did not snap the football. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the South team. And let's kind of go along the line of scrimmage. At one tackle, you have number 58, Bryson Murray of Carver, and playing guard next to him is number 74, Jolyn Shelley, also of Carver. The center is number, I think that's 72 from Schley County, Landon Martin. And we'll get you the other two offensive linemen here in a moment. Nice pass over the middle and incomplete. That was intended for Jatavian Moss of Marion County, and it was a well-thrown ball, but Moss had stopped his route, and if he takes one more step, Paxton, that's a completion.
Yeah, and Aaron was just trying to lead him, get some yards after catch there. But, yeah, he did stop. You can't do that as a receiver. You just got to keep running the route and trust your quarterback will hit you.
So we got two receivers each way now. It is 3rd down and about 17 yards for the South team. In the backfield with Grant now is LaDavian Crawford of Marion County, and Grant's going to scramble. He's going to get toward the sideline. He crosses the 20, and he's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line. And so he's only going to end up gaining a couple of yards there on the play, and that'll bring up a punting situation for the South.
And how about Big Bubba Taylor from Troup County hitting him on the sideline there before he could get out of bounds?
Yeah, Bubba ran that play down pretty good. And, again, the kicking game will be done the same way, punts and kicks. So the punter for the South team is out of Columbus High School, and he gets off a beauty. And that one's going to be taken at about the 29-yard line and that was back there to receive that punt. That was Davis Monkus of Troup County, and they're going to mark him at the, 30, right at the 30. Yep, they're going to sit it down on the 30-yard line. But a nice punt that was for Columbus High. That was Zach Wampler, the punter, and he boomed that one pretty good. And so coming out for the first time on offense is the North team. At quarterback, leading the way is LaGrange High's Kason McGill, and his first give on a little cross-action play. Misdirection there was to his running back, Pike County's Samaj Smith, and that's going to gain about 2 yards, and it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
And 4 blue helmets out there from LaGrange, so a lot of these guys are familiar with each other, so expect to see maybe some bigger plays from this South team.
So 2nd down and 8, 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. Cross-action fade again, and that's going to be laid up and almost a nice catch by number 7, Davis Monkus of Troup County. Laid it out there, but just laid it just about 1.5 yards too long. Monkus made a great attempt to dive for it, but that's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 here for the North squad. They are in the white jerseys, each team wearing they're wearing their own helmets and their own game pants, but their jerseys are all white with blue numerals and lettering, and of course they have the word North on the front. South in the red jerseys with the word South along the chest. So now 3 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left, 1 back in the backfield for the North. And rolling out and throwing complete. That's going to be a 1st down and more, and that is complete to his teammate, I believe. That is Antonio Colton. So McGill finds his buddy Colton there, and it is a 1st down up to the 44-yard line.
It's as I said just a minute ago for the North squad. So many blue helmets, so many guys that are familiar with each other, know how each other play, and so there's a lot more trust that has already been built for this North offense.
And Coach Matt Napier sent a bunch of his guys down here for this game, which is awesome, to get that kind of participation, and that's why you see those blue helmets. And this one's going to go up the middle and off tackle. That is going to be, again, that is Samaj Smith of Pike County, and he gains about 3 yards there and was met, I think he was hit first maybe by Darnell Hamilton and slipped off that tackle and got another yard or 2 before a host of red jerseys brought him down. So 3rd down and 7 for the North squad. 2 receivers now to the left, 2 receivers to the right, single back in the backfield. So a spread formation here. The snap, the fake, and pressure already. And McGill is going to get to the sideline and make a good gain out of it. He's going to get down to about the 48-yard line of the South. And he was the first guy in the backfield was Brookstone's Savon Kelly, I believe, if I read that number right, and put a lot of pressure on him right away, and made him scramble out of there. But he was able to make a nice gain and give a 3rd and short. Who ran him out of bounds over there, Paxton? I did not see that number.
That was Jonathan Leggett out of Schley County.
So 3rd and short here for the North. They are in South territory at the 48-yard line. And the give is to the running back, and here's a flag on the play, several flags on the play. Now, that might be a face mask. We'll see. It's either going to be face mask or where it's thrown, it's going to be holding. But the running back on that play was Callaway's Kristen Kennedy, and Kennedy is going to get down to the 42-yard line and a 1st down. And let's see what the call is here. I believe it is going to be a face mask. Personal foul, yep, personal foul, face mask. I thought I saw that during the run, saw that head turn, and that's going to give major distance here to the North and put them in even better field position down at the 26-yard line of the South. So big break there on the penalty after the first down gain. And now you've got a couple of LaGrange players in the backfield as the running back this time is Peyton Davis along with his quarterback McGill. And he's going to fake it. Heavy pressure, and he had to get that ball off quick. Tried to find his receiver, Antonio Colton, there, but McGill had to get rid of it so fast because he had pressure immediately from the left side of the defense, and they were on him, and he had to throw it before he was ready, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And both players there that were back to pressure him, both from Spencer High School. You had Jaquarian Yarway as well as Isaiah Brownlee.
So good pressure, and they were in the backfield almost immediately, almost untouched. 2nd 10. Twins both ways. The give, though, is going to be to Smith of Pike County, and he's going to gain about 2 yards down to the 25-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 8 for the North. As Smith has kind of been the workhorse here on carries for the North squad. Of course, you got multiple players at every position in these all-star games, and you're going to see a lot of guys rotate in and out.
Yeah, and Mike, the thing that I absolutely love about these all-star games is how these teams work together, how the chemistry has been built, because they don't get a whole lot of time spent together to practice and to get to know each other's games. So it's really interesting to see.
Heavy pressure on McGill. He's going to be brought down, and that is number 84 from Spencer High School, Isaiah Brownlee, or Isiel Brownlee, I think may be the proper pronunciation of that, and a big sack all the way back to the 41-yard line, and that's going to bring out a punting formation. So a promising drive for the North is ended on a big sack, a huge loss right there, and immediate pressure right away. And that time, Brownlee was able to run down the quarterback and get the sack. So on to punt, I believe, if I'm seeing that right, is number 27, Colin Bland of Pike County. And he'll try to drop this one as close as he can and pin the South team back. And he gets that one away, and it is going to hit and just get into the end zone.
It was trying to check up.
It tried to check up. It looked like a golf shot there when it first hit. It looked like it might check and maybe even back up, but just got over the goal line into the end zone. And so they're going to start, I guess they're going to start every possession at the 30-yard line because they're bringing it out to the 30 in this all-star game. A little bit different rules than you normally see, and that's to protect the players. And, you don't want to get anybody hurt in an all-star game. And so they're taking the kicking game out of play with no people running full speed down the field. So that'll bring the offense back out, and this time at quarterback for the South team is Andrew Smith out of Columbus High. And he drops the snap and has to recover, and he's going to be brought down for a loss as he went to make the handoff and was trying to make the read, Paxton, and I don't know if one of the guys coming by bumped the football, but he didn't have a good handle on it, lost it, had to pick it up himself, and he's going to lose back to the 27-yard line, so a loss of 3 on the play for the South.
Yeah, it looked like he just wasn't able to handle it completely. He sort of tried to hand it off before actually holding onto the football, so he just dropped it and had to try and make something out of nothing.
And now we got 3 receivers to the left side, a single receiver to the right for the South, one back in the backfield. That back in the backfield, joining him is Jamar Williams out of Calvary Christian. So the snap. The give is going to be to Williams, and he's met immediately. And that's going to lose a couple of more yards. Boy, he had nowhere to go. It looks like the first guy to meet him was number 20. That's not right.
It was number 2.
Number 2 was the first guy to hit him, Nehemiah McLaughlin out of LaGrange. And then he was joined, that's number 30, I believe, Nebraylon Welch out of Greenville. that came in there. And those two guys blew that play up. So 3 receivers to the right now, 2 receivers to the left, no backs in the backfield. Pressure, pass is complete, but it's going to be well short of the first down, almost back to the original line of scrimmage. That was completed to Amari Couch from Spencer High School. And so that'll bring up another punt, and coming back out to punt for the South will be Zach Wampler. Wampler got off a nice punt. Let's see if we can get the yardage on this one. He's punting officially from the 29-yard line. See where his punt travels this time. Gets that one away. Another nice kick. Good hang time. It's going to back him up to the 24-yard line. So that is a 55-yard punt. Is that right, Paxton?
That sounds about right.
In the air, because he caught it in the air.
Punt, yeah.
It was 21 plus, and that was at the 24, I believe, where he caught that. So yeah, another booming kick. Nice spiral kick, and that'll start at the 30. Doesn't matter where they catch it. They're going to start at the 30 each possession. And there are no returns in this game, so you won't see any electrifying returns, but that's okay. So back out on offense, and now at quarterback, I believe, I'm seeing this correct, is number 15. That is Pike County's Braden O'Connell. And he's going to do the sprint out pass there and throws it incomplete over by the sideline. And good pressure again, but that was a little sprint pass there. It was a run pass option, and he tried to make the quick throw, and it was a little bit low and unable to complete it. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So O'Connell from Pike County is your quarterback. And joining him in the backfield is, I believe, his teammate, Samaj Smith. Nope, that was not his teammate that time. And he's going to throw that one away wisely. Good job by O'Connell there. He was running to his left, and for a right-handed quarterback, that's the hardest throw to make when you're running full speed to your left and you have to try to get your shoulders turned to deliver a ball. And everybody was covered, and he wisely threw it out of bounds to avoid a loss there, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and yet again there was pressure on him. So this South team is getting into the quarterback, making sure that he's feeling the heat.
And sometimes you see that in all-star games. The offensive line trying to learn a little bit new scheme of blocking, and sometimes the defenses are a little bit ahead of the offense because they can pin their ears back a little bit more. So 3rd and 10, man in motion. Now he's going to circle back and go the other direction. They're trying to set a screen. They get it complete out in the flat. And let's see, he's going to gain about 5-6 yards. And that is Callaway High's Kristen Kennedy on the reception there, a little screen out of the backfield. And he gets about 6 yards, but it'll bring up 4th and 4. And the punt team will come on once again. So a good job of defense by the South squad that time. And we'll try to get as many of these players mentioned as we can. The long snapper here for the South is Manchester High's Andrew Lane. And punting again, I believe, is number 27. He drops that snap, and he's going to get this kick off. It's going to be caught at about the 29-yard line, but, of course, the South will start at the 30. And that was, once again, that was Pike County's Colin Bland, who will do the kicking and punting today for the North team. So the South back in business one more time. And we'll see who comes out to lead. It's probably going to be, let's see who they bring in at quarterback this time. It's probably going to be Aaron Grant. I see number 7 down there. I think they've got 2 quarterbacks. Well, they've got 3 quarterbacks on the north. On the south, they have 1, 2, I think only 2 for the South squad. Actually, there is Jatavian Moses of Marion County also can play quarterback, so he's going to be the 3rd quarterback. But Aaron Grant back in to lead the offense this time. Good pickup of the blitz right there, and the keeper and goes nowhere as 3 Troup County players were leading that charge, and the Jamari Brown was the first to make contact, and then he was joined by number 44, Manya Johnson of Troup County, and then there was one other Troup County player, I believe, number 11, Jamari Brown, also was there. So those Michigan Wolverine helmets that Troup County wears. Little option pitch. And a positive play for the South here on the carry was Rashawn Glover of Columbus High, and he's going to gain about 3 yards to the 33-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
And that was J.D. Strong on the stop there to tackle him out of bounds from Callaway High School.
And let's see, looking at this defensive backfield, it looks like the only one who does not reside in Troup County is the safety, and that's number 25. No, I'm wrong. He does as well. Callaway, Troup, and LaGrange are well represented on the defensive side of the football now. Pass batted down. Oh, and almost a highlight play there. That was KJ McQueen of Troup County that was coming on a safety blitz, and he knocked that one up into the air, and if it stayed airborne a little bit longer, he would have had a walk-in pick six, Paxton.
Yeah, and these Troup County boys on the defensive side for the North team they're eating right now. These, as you called them, the Michigan Wolverines helmet, pretty easy to decipher who's who down there. But, no, that was an incredible play there just to get in, get your hands up, and knock that ball down.
So Troup County well represented on the defensive side that time, the whole county, as well as the high school. And another great punt. And that's going to get down to about the 22-yard line. And another outstanding punt from Columbus High's Zach Wampler there, as he's putting on a little show here. If he's not been recruited by somebody, he might be getting some highlights out there today because he can spin it pretty good off the right foot.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm interested to see who's looking at him because, those are a couple of 50-plus yard punts now that he's had back-to-back. So
without a roll.
Yeah, so we might be seeing or hearing his name on TV pretty soon.
So coming out on the offense, this time leading the offense for the North will be Greenville's Zayden Kelly. And he's going to give to LaGrange, running back, and he's got some room on the right side. Gets to the sideline, going to be tripped up, and here's a flag, though, behind the play. You might have heard the horn go off for the end of the first quarter, but let's keep it right here for the moment and see what this penalty is. But that was running the football was Peyton Davis of LaGrange, and he made a nice run, a nice cut, got to the outside, gained about 12 yards, but let's see about the flag. It came like it might be holding behind the play. And so this is going to not be a first down. It's going to be from the spot of the foul, which was right about where the run ended. And so that's going to bring up about 2nd and 8 from the 32. So a net on that play of 2 yards, what would have been a first down. So that is the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break here on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. You're watching the FCA West Central Georgia All-Star Game live here from Otis Spencer.
Gear up for the holidays with great offers from Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Right now, get a new Chevy Silverado 4x4 Crew Cab, discounted up to $14,750 off MSRP. Or a new Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,000 off. And the new Chevy Equinox is up to $5,000 off. Plus, we'll make your season even brighter with no payments until April. Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
And back here at Otis Spencer Stadium, an absolutely gorgeous day. And it'll be 1st and 8 after the holding penalty that ended the first quarter. And out to pass now. And a nice throw and catch. He tipped it up to himself, and he's got some daylight. That is LaGrange's Antonio Colton. It went off his hands, and he had the concentration enough, Paxton, to keep his eyes on the football, regain possession of it, and a big gain down to the 30-yard line of the South.
Yeah, and that was a heck of a play from Zayden Kelly, the quarterback there from Greenville, just to fake the handoff. He did it to perfection, hit the ball, and then hit his receiver in stride. That's just a beautiful play.
And again, he was running to his left, and for a right-handed quarterback, you have to get your shoulders turned to make that throw, and he zipped it in there. It wasn't like he floated it. He had a little pop on that football and made an accurate throw and a big play for the North squad. So a timeout is called. We'll take it with them real quick here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back in a moment to Otis Spencer Stadium.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And we thank everybody for joining us today here for the West Central Georgia FCA All-Star Game. Of course, college football playoff in full swing after Alabama's win at Oklahoma last night, and Texas A&M and Miami are playing right now. But we got football right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And being pursued, he's going to be hit as he throws. It's floating, intercepted. That is intercepted by the South. That is Hardaway's Cam Alexander, and he's going to return it up to the 30-yard line as great pressure that time, Paxton, and the quarterback was hit as he was throwing and just didn't get anything on the football. And Cam Alexander was able to come away with that pick and return it up to the 30-yard line, and possession now back to the South team.
Yeah, and you got to credit Spencer's Jaquarian Yarway for getting back there and pressuring the quarterback, making him speed up. You know, he didn't want to take the sack, so he just decided to float it, and that's what resulted in the interception. But great play from the South after giving up a big chunk play the previous one.
Absolutely. And a really nice return, about a 15, 16-yard return from Alexander of Hardaway, and that brings the offense back out, and Aaron Grant will be back as the quarterback on this drive. He's going to have single receivers both ways, 2 tight ends, and a back in the backfield. Grant's going to drop straight back. Max protection here. He's going to throw. Strong throw down the sideline. Complete! What a play. And that was completed to LaDavian Crawford. Jamar Williams, the athlete,
there, yep.
number 3 out of Calvary. And what a strike by Aaron Grant right there.
Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Jamar Williams is the guy that you want to throw that to. I mean, he was making plays all year long this season. He's been making plays on the basketball court as well. We've got the pleasure of calling, and so dude's just a freak athlete. He really is. That was a great play from the South squad.
So down to the 29, and here's going to be a give. He reverses field, and still on his feet. And still on his feet down the sideline. He's loose, and he stepped out of bounds. He did step on the sideline, but right before he broke loose at the 21-yard line, and that is Kendrick High's Lavasco Williams. What a nice run from the young man from Kendrick. And it'll be 2nd down and 1, or maybe we'll call it 2nd down and 2. I believe they've got to get to the 19. So netted an 8-yard gain there, but it almost electrified everybody here with that run.
Yeah, and he was just about an inch away from maybe being a contender for the highlight of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Grant now takes the snap. He's going to give to Williams again. Williams breaks one tackle in the backfield. He's going to have the first down to about the 17-yard line. And Lavasco Williams of Kendrick proven here that he's a tough little runner. He got through a lot of traffic. And here's a flag after the play. Let's see what this is going to be. That came very late after the play.
It's probably going to be unsportsmanlike. I'm not sure on who.
I know it was when the players were – there is no flag. They're going to wave it off, whatever it was. They're going to wave that off and not make the call here. I think something was said as one of the receivers was coming back to the line of scrimmage for the South team. Maybe something was said by a defender, and I think that's what drew the flag, but they are going to pick that one up. And subs, sometimes you have this happen. Unbalanced line. Grant's going to float that one up toward the end zone. Oh, almost a nice catch. Not sure he would have been in bounds, but number 19, Spencer High's Dante Dees, almost made a great catch down there, and another nice throw from Aaron Grant.
Yeah, he's fitting him in the pocket right now. He's in his bag, so I expect South to probably get a touchdown here. I would be surprised if they don't with how Grant has been throwing it so far.
I tell you, something Grant didn't do a ton this year for Shaw was throw the football. They were mainly a run-oriented team and a lot of quarterback runs. He's showing off a little arm here this afternoon. So a timeout on the field with 9:04 left in the second quarter. No score in the West Central Georgia FCA All-Star Game. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's here. Glenn Smith's closing out the year. Get massive savings on GMC Sierras and Terrains. New full-size GMC Sierras almost $15,000 off. New GMC Terrain Elevations as low as $289 per month. Or take advantage of 0% financing plus no payments until April of next year. Now is the time for end-of-year savings at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Back here at Otis Spencer Stadium, West Central Georgia FCA All-Star Game. Aaron Grant leading the South team now. They have it 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line. And now that's going to be, I believe, a delay. Nope, illegal substitution. They broke the huddle with 12 players and had to try to run one off. Or I guess they came out of the timeout with 12 players on the field, and that's going to be the same thing as breaking the huddle. So that's going to back them up 5, and it's going to be 2nd and 15 now from the 23. Grant has single receivers both ways and H-back to the right. He's going to make a give, and getting the edge, getting the penalty yardage back and then some, is number 3, Jamar Williams from Calvary. A nice run from Jamar Williams, and he's showing himself as a receiver and a back here in this game, Paxton.
Yeah, and he's one that Calvary's going to be leaning on for the time that they have him. I'm excited to see what he's going to do next year. I believe he's just a junior, so he will be back for one more year. But he showed a lot of signs that point toward he could easily go to the next level. With his athleticism, his ability to both catch and run the ball.
Same formation. This time the H-back is to the left side, and Williams is going to get the carry. He's going to hit the middle, and he's going to get down near the 10, well, we'll call it the 11-yard line, which is going to bring up 4th and about 2. So the first 4th down here, are they going to kick a field goal or are they going to keep the offense on? Both teams have a kicker. Darnell Hamilton is going to come in for Calvary. And it looks like they're going to leave the offense out there and go for it here on 4th and 2.
Yeah, expect a QB sneak here, bringing out the jumbo package on the line. With a big body QB like Aaron Grant, they should be able to pick this up pretty easy.
Big-time unbalanced line. And the carry inside the 10 down to the 8, I believe that's going to be a first down. I think that's going to be enough for the first down. It is. And once again, that was Jamar Williams on the carry And they had a big-time unbalanced line to the left there with a bunch of big guys, and they were able to get enough push to get Jamar Williams the first down. Grant gets the play from the sideline. And once again, they've kind of got this left side loaded up here. Fake. Pass is complete. Touchdown. What a nice catch and good concentration over there from Brookstone's Harrison Baker. Is that correct? No, that's number 0. No, it is number 8, but that's not Harrison Baker. So I'm not sure who's wearing that. Nope. Let's see. It is 0. That is Jatavian Moses of Marion County that on that catch. I do believe. It looked like number 8, but I guess the jersey was wrinkled. But that was definitely not Harrison Baker. And it's a green helmet. That's a Spencer player. So we're going to have to see who is wearing
He's
that
definitely
jersey.
wearing number 8.
It's definitely number 8, but Harrison Baker's listed on the roster as number 8. But Harrison that is not Harrison Baker. I've had him enough this year and know him, know his dad, know his family. And he doesn't wear a green helmet either. So that was a Spencer player on the reception, and not sure which Spencer player that was. And we'll try to find that out as soon as we can. But
nonetheless, that was a great touchdown throw and catch there.
And great concentration for him to hold the ball through contact and get into the end zone. So a great play, and the first score of the day belongs to the South squad. And the extra point was good, and it is now 7-0, and Wampler will kick off this time. So you see his kicking skills. That was a line drive and lands inside the 15, but it'll come out to the 30-yard line where the North will take over for this possession. There's 6:52 left in the first half, and it's 7-0 the South with the early lead.
And that touchdown was started by that deep ball that Grant had to Jamar Williams on the sideline. That sparked the momentum that they needed to be able to get into the end zone.
I was trying to look on the sideline to see if Harrison Baker, if I recognized him or saw a Brookstone helmet. I don't see him on the field, and I don't see him on the sideline, so he may have been a late scratch from the South squad. And now, pass on the way and caught! What a nice catch. That is number 7 from Troup County, Davis Monkus, and a nice throw leading him just right was from Kason McGill of LaGrange, and a big play to start the drive into the South territory at the 49-yard line.
And it's starting to get competitive now. They're saying whatever you could do, I could do better.
McGill's going to give now. That's his number 13, Callaway's Kristen Kennedy on the carry, and he's going to gain about 3 yards. But we'll give him 2 up to the 43-yard line. And I said the 49. It was actually at the 44 where they started this drive. Cheated him out of 5 yards there. So up to the 42 now. 2nd down and 8 for the North. In the backfield now is Samaj Smith of Pike County. 3 receivers to the right, 1 back in the backfield. And a false start. The outside receiver got a little early start. Antonio Colton, he was excited. He knew what route he was running and got a little anxious there before the snap. And that'll back him up 5 yards to the 47-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 15. Or 13 from there, 2nd and 13. Again, 3 receivers to the right, 1 back in the backfield. You do have a tight end on the other side. The snap. Pressure. Going to complete it now to his teammate. And that is complete to number 16, tight end Wylan Lash of LaGrange. So McGill finds his teammate Lash, and a nice gain is going to get down to the 35-yard line, which will bring up 3rd down and a yard for the North squad.
And he stiff-armed his defender there, Tristan Mitchell, just getting those extra couple yards. That's what you love to see out of a tight end is, keep those legs pushing, do everything you can to get as many as you can.
Again, changing the formation a little bit this time. 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver up top to the left. That is Monkus out of Troup County. The give is going to be to Smith from Pike County. He's going to run. He's going to get the first down, just enough for the first down before he's driven back. He needed a yard. He got a yard, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 34. And trading out with Darnell Hamilton on the defensive side is big number 70, Javion Floyd out of Northside. There is some size on that defensive line for the South right now. First down and 10, single back in the backfield. The give, and now reversing his field, that is number 9, LaGrange High's Peyton Davis, and he's going to gain about 5 yards down to the 29-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 now for the North. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LaGrange players on the field now for the North. 1 Troup County player, 1 Callaway player, and I believe the others might be from Pike County. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yep, I believe those red helmets are from Pike County. McGill takes the snap, looks out in the flat, finds his man. He can't hold it. Didn't make the initial catch, tried to get control of it right as the defense was bearing down on him, and that was number 4 from Greenville High School, Jameer Smith. And he just couldn't grab the handle. And it's probably a good thing that he didn't, because he would have lost yardage, Peyton. And that'll keep it at 3rd down and about 4.
Yeah, McGill threw that one just a little bit low. So, where you want to hit your receiver right in the numbers, he was down more towards his knees. But like you said, it's probably a good thing he didn't catch that, because there were some South guys coming in to lay the wood.
Yep. Twin receivers to the left. That's the short side of the field. A single receiver to the right, and now timeout is called by the offense, by the North squad. So we'll take a quick timeout as well on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. 3 minutes to go in this first half. It's 7-0 South at the West Central Georgia FCA All-Star Game.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Back here, and that pass is complete. That was once again the tight end from LaGrange, Wylan Lash, on the reception, and that's a first down for the North squad, and they are in business at the 17-yard line of the South. So McGill hooking up with his buddy again. That's 2 catches on this drive for Lash. And McGill now has, I believe, his teammate in the backfield with him as well at running back, and that is Peyton Davis. Davis gets the fake, pump fake, and the short throw, back shoulder throw, almost picked off over there as it was a little bit too short. As they attempted the back shoulder completion, and I believe that is from Pike County, I believe is number 1. Is that number 1 or number 4? That's number 4. Jameer Smith, and I apologize that he's from Greenville High School, not Pike County. The red helmet threw me there. So Pike County, not the only guys wearing red helmets, Paxton. All right, 3 receivers to the right, and no receivers to the left. 1 back in the backfield for the North. The fake, rolling right, is McGill. He throws to the end zone, got a man, touchdown. And once again, that is Jameer Smith of Greenville High School, and a well-run play right there, and a strike delivered from McGill to the end zone for the North touchdown.
Yeah, and wide open was number 4 there, Jameer Smith. That was as easy as it can get from a quarterback to a receiver. But now we got us a game.
Now we got a game, yep. And coming on to attempt the extra point, of course, uncontested. This will be Pike County's Colin Bland, who will attempt the extra point kick. The snap, the hold, and booting it through for the extra point to make it 7-7 with exactly 2 minutes to go in the first half. So 7-7 as we get ready for the last 2 minutes of this first half. And Paxton, so far, it's sort of a typical all-star game. The offenses have taken a little while to get going, but both of them now seem to be a little bit more comfortable with the flow of the game. And the coaches are getting a little bit more comfortable with what to call. And you see this happening a lot. Usually the defenses dominate early, and then the offenses start to get a feel for what's going on, and they start to come out a little bit. So this should be a fun game the rest of the way.
Yeah, these all-star games are typically a little bit longer of a feeling out process between the two teams just to see, what the scheme is that they're deciding to run, how they're looking in defense, understand the tendencies of the other's team. But, it started with the South. Aaron Grant threw a deep one, and then next possession for the North, McGill comes out, throws a deep one. So, these quarterbacks are now feeling it. They're warmed up, and we got a bunch of ball game left. So this one could get up in the scoring column.
So Colin Bland will kick it off here. They're kicking it from the 35 as if they were in college. Normally the high schools kick from the 40. And Bland will boot this one away. It really doesn't matter in this game today because they're going to start at the 30-yard line no matter where it goes. He can kick it on top of the field house down there, and they're still going to start at the 30-yard line. And a short kick lands between the 25 and 30, and that'll give it to the South squad for 1st and 10. Let's see. I would imagine this drive, let's see if they are going to switch quarterbacks. Or if they're going to leave it with Aaron Grant. I believe they're going to switch quarterbacks. Aaron Grant does not have his helmet on right now, so it'll be the second quarterback from the South, which will probably be Andrew Smith of Columbus High. And it will be. They get the play instructions, and they head out. Play clock is running, but it's only down at 18 now as they get the formation on the field. Andrew Smith in at quarterback. He'll have, and they're still trying to get some instructions out there. He'll have a single receiver to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Now they're going to throw a backwards pass. The double pass play is almost picked off. Wow. As number 17 from Troup County, Bubba Taylor, is going, my goodness, why didn't I catch that football? It was floated a little bit on the double pass, and he was able to run under it, Bubba Taylor, and had it hit him in the hands, but a good job by the receiver, and I didn't catch the receiver's number of basically keeping him from intercepting the ball, Paxton.
Yeah, I like the idea of just the double pass, the little trick play, but Bubba Taylor not biting on it.
2nd 10 now. And the give and some daylight. And that is number 9, Jamar Crocker from Jordan Vocational with the carry, and he's going to gain about 6 yards and bring up a 3rd and 4. Nice hole made by the offensive line that time.
Yeah, the big boys up front did their job well, but Bubba Taylor in there for the tackle, so he's all over the place right now.
He is. Twin receivers stacked both ways here on 3rd down. The fake. Smith's going to keep it. He's hitting the backfield. He gets forward, but now the host of white jerseys are going to bring him down. That's going to bring up 4th down. He's going to lose about 3 yards on that play as that one just kind of blew up on him. The clock will stop, and they're going to – and that's timeout called by the North. We'll just keep it right here on this one.
And, Mike, do you want to take a wild stab at who the first person was back there at the quarterback? Old Bubba Taylor.
Oh, Bubba Taylor. Bubba Taylor was in on everything that drive. He's still kicking himself for the interception. And I guess it made him mad that he didn't catch that interception, so he just decided to be in on every play after that. So, but again, a beautiful day. We're hoping maybe that Jonathan Carstory, better known as JK, can come up and join us here at halftime and talk a little bit about this All-Star game, how it originated, and what the FCA, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, is doing here in the West Central Georgia region. JK has done a tremendous job since he came on staff with FCA, former Northside quarterback. The punt, another good kick, not quite as pretty this time, off the leg of Wampler, but still a good distance kick with good hang time. And once again, the North will take over at the 30-yard line. 57 seconds left in this first half. So look for some shots downfield, Paxton, on this possession for the North as they try to get a score before halftime.
Yeah, McGill has proven now that he can make those deep connections, and so I agree with you. I believe they're going to try and go downfield and at least walk out of this half with 3 points.
Let's see. Looks like the quarterback this time, though, is going to be Pike County's Braden O'Connell. So O'Connell will be in taking the snaps this time. He's got 3 receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right, 1 back in the backfield. He's going to throw it to that back, which is his teammate, and that is number 13. Excuse me, that is not his teammate. That's Kristen Kennedy from Callaway. Again, I'll let the red helmet fool me. But Callaway's going to get a first down up to the 40-yard line. They reset it. The clock should start as soon as they reset the ball. And now the ball rolls away, and the officials are going to keep it stopped until they get it set here. 47 seconds. Now the clock is in motion. Twin receivers each direction, 1 back in the backfield. O'Connell takes the snap. Looking deep, floats it up in the air. And did he catch that? He absolutely did. That is number 7, Davis Monkus, who fought the Hardaway defender over there. And I believe that defender was number 14 for the Hardaway Hawks, Cam Alexander. They fought for the ball, and Monkus came away with it. And Alexander lost his helmet. He's going to have to come out for a play and see if they can get a backup in there.
How about Marcus getting up there? We saw a catch like that from Jeremy Bernard last night.
Yeah.
If you watched the Alabama-Oklahoma game, that was a heck of a catch.
He just took it away from Alexander because it looked like it might be another interception, and Monkus just took it away from him.
And the QB back there did lose his footing just a little bit. He slipped out there on that turf, and so to be able to rebound from that and have a receiver come down with that catch, that's a big momentum builder, and they're about to be in field goal range.
Absolutely. 28 seconds to go in the half, so they've got some time to run 3 or 4 plays here and try to get it closer or in the end zone. The fake. O'Connell's going to keep it. He's around the right side, loses his footing again, And he's going to hustle to the line of scrimmage. Everybody's going to hustle back to the line of scrimmage. I think they may be out of timeouts. And they're trying to get lined up real quick. 11 seconds. And he's going to clock it. So an incomplete pass. It's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 29-yard line. And they're down to 8 seconds. So they've got time maybe, Paxton, for one play here to try to get it closer. They're going to have to go to the sideline or either try to throw one into the end zone here and hope for an incompletion and try a longer field goal.
Yeah, Mike, and if I'm O'Connell, I'm looking straight at Marcus again.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to find where number 7
again.
is and see if I can throw it up there and let him go get it. 2 receivers to the right, both of those from the Grangers of LaGrange. And this is going to be a false start, I believe. He does throw that one up and in the direction of Monkus, but there were no flags. Unbelievably, no flags because the whole right side of the line came off early. At least that's what I saw. But I'm not wearing a striped shirt. Maybe it was perfectly timed. And no flags, so they are going to bring out the field goal unit. Or not the field goal unit being the snapper, the holder, and the kicker here because kicks are uncontested. The holder will be Monkus from Troup County, and kicking it will be Colin Bland from Pike County. And where they're putting it down, this will be a 44-yard try from Bland. So 44-yard field goal attempt from Bland. Again, these kicks are uncontested. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is going to be wide left and probably just a little tad short. Didn't hit that one as well as he wanted to. So that's how the half ends. It is 7-7. The North and South are tied. And we'll take a break, and we'll see if we're going to have any halftime guests here on our broadcast. If not, we'll talk a little bit about the first half when we come back, and we'll take a break again and be back to bring you the second half of this all-star game.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
And we are back here at Otis Spencer Stadium in Columbus, the West Central Georgia FCA All-Star Classic. And joining me is Jonathan Carastory, better known around here as JK, the area director for the FCA. And Jonathan, great day. I mean,
beautiful.
God blessed us with a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, a good crowd here today, and some good football in that first half.
Yeah, yes, sir. Last year was our first year doing this event, and it was freezing. Still great football. It was really cold. This year, you can't ask for a better day than this, and definitely beautiful facility as well.
Well, and you say this is the second year of this All-Star game, and you tell us kind of how you came about with the idea of doing this for the West Central Georgia region.
Yeah, so I played in a couple of All-Star games back in my day playing football, and those moments were super memorable for me. And now being blessed and honored to be the director for FCA, had the idea of, let's put a little twist on it. Let's go out there, let's play football, but let's make sure that we understand that this is just a platform. Sports is just a platform, and we want to utilize that popularity for the glory of God. And with this event, being an FCA thing, like the football is great, but the biggest thing is allowing these athletes and coaches to take that next step, whatever it might be, in their relationship with the Lord.
Right, and we also talked about that this is another opportunity in this game. A lot of these kids maybe are seniors and maybe would like to continue playing at the next level and don't have a whole lot of, maybe not have a whole lot of film to get out there to people. A game like this gives them a chance to shine in an all-star format and maybe get noticed a little bit by somebody. And that's why we here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live, we're glad to be able to bring this, because it puts that out there. It puts it out there on YouTube, out there on Facebook, some of the social media, and these kids can get some highlights in this game. There have been a highlight or two already in this game, so it's a great opportunity. But you joined FCA how many years ago now?
It's been about 4 years.
About 4 years ago. And talk about the mission and maybe what you're doing here in the West Central Georgia region with Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
So our mission is to lead every coach and athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church, and we mean that. Every means every, right? You can use the term ages 8 to 80, right? And below and above and everywhere in between. Like, everyone deserves to understand and discover the light, hope, truth, and love that's found in a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. But, when Lamar Weaver, who was the director before me, I was a strength and conditioning coach in the private sector and really wanted to utilize that opportunity to do ministry, in my workplace. And Lamar Weaver gave me the opportunity to serve with FCA about 4 years ago, and was able to be under him for a year. And then when he stepped away in a much-deserved retirement, I've been able to take over as the director for the last 3 years over our 10-county area. And that's the cool thing with this game, too, is, we're representative of our entire 10-county. Every county in our area, we've got schools playing. And so any school, right, within our West Central Georgia area, you're going to find a helmet out there with some guys competing, representing their school and their program well.
And how many schools are in that 10-county area? Do you know that count?
So middle schools, high schools, and college, we have 54 schools.
Wow.
I want to say out here today we have 23 high schools represented. And it's cool, too, because you've got kids, who play in GAPS to GIAA to GHSA all coming together. And in 72 hours, right, trying to build what it looks like to be a team. And so it's cool to see that. And, we practice Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. Praise and worship services and devotions each night. Woke up this morning. This is another cool thing, too. We stayed at the hotels last night. Michael Grant, Friday night, actually, did our message for us. We had 23 kids accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior.
Awesome.
Then woke up this morning, did a community service project with Feed in the Valley. So before they're even out here competing their tails off today, they're serving in the community at the Civic Center, and just seeing every demographic, seeing every, it doesn't matter whether you're race or, socioeconomic, wherever, whether you live in the counties in the south or counties in the north, it's coming together in that unity. And that's really what we want. And that's a huge reason why we started this game.
Absolutely.
We have the north and we have the south, but you'll see at the end of the game, these kids come together, pray with one another. It's just an awesome bond.
Yeah, these all-star games are just a great opportunity for all these kids to get to know each other a little bit and make a connection. And of course, that's what FCA is all about too, is bringing that with the power of the gospel and the message of the gospel, bringing that to folks. But I want to ask you something, and this is just in general. Over the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, we've seen a really upsurge in athletes expressing their faith and not being ashamed to express their faith. You see it on national broadcasts, you see it coaches, you see athletic administrators, and the first thing they're doing when they get in front of a camera on the mic is give glory to God and talk about their relationship with Christ. And what do you attribute that upsurge to? And it's this younger generation that a lot of people thought, if you listen to the mainstream, they're drifting away from the church, they're drifting away from this. But what do you see as what's behind that?
Yeah, I think we could talk about that forever, but I think we all have a void in our hearts, and it's a God-sized void that can only be filled with a relationship with Jesus. The void is because of our sin, and He gives us the opportunity to replenish that void and really fill that void. And I think as you see, a generation of so many truths thrown out there, evil and wickedness, the Bible even talks about as evil and wickedness grow, so does faithfulness.
Right. And
we just have a generation. I think the younger generation's misunderstood. They're just searching for truth, and they're searching for what it is that's going to allow them to discover that purpose. And I just credit, I credit, of course, the Holy Spirit for the movement that He's had in the next generation. But I credit, churches and other organizations and men and women who are on fire for the gospel of understanding that sports has a place. If you can utilize that popularity and platform properly, you can advance the kingdom of heaven for the glory of God in a mighty way.
Absolutely. Well, Jonathan, thanks for joining us here, and thanks for this event.
Thank you very much.
We're glad to be a part of it here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And folks, if you're interested in FCA, if you are a school employee and you don't have a huddle at your school, this is the man to contact here. Jonathan Carristory with West Central Georgia FCA. Even if you're not in this region, he can put you in touch with the right person to get something started at your school or with your organization. If you're a business person and want to be involved in FCA, he can absolutely tell you how to do that as well. Great organization. It's been around for a long time. Even me at my advanced stage was involved in FCA when I was a youngster. And yes, they did have it back then. And we did have cars and TV and things like that as well. So I'm not quite that old yet. But thanks for joining us, and thanks for this event. Thanks for all you're doing in the West Central Georgia region. And we're going to be back here in just a little bit for the second half of action here in this All-Star game. Don't go away here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Back here at Otis Spencer Stadium, beginning of the second half. The kick just occurred. And, of course, as we've said going along, the kicking game is not live today, so the kickers are getting to show off their legs a little bit, and the receivers are getting to show off their receiving skills as far as catching those kicks. But they're not going to be tackled, not going to be running the field like that. And so the North will start off with possession here in the second half. It is 7-7 in this game, and as we said before we went to the break, the offensives have started to heat up a little bit, Paxton, and we'll look to see if that continues in this half. So at quarterback now for the North, making I believe his first appearance at quarterback, is Zayden Kelly, the quarterback out of Greenville. Maybe this is his second possession, I believe it is, and he zips one complete for about 8 yards, almost 9 yards there on first down. So second and we'll call it a long one for the North on this opening possession of the second half. Two receivers each way for the North. The give is going to be to Callaway's Kristen Kennedy, and I did it again, and he's loose on the sideline, and nobody's going to catch him. He's out in front of everybody, somehow got away from the tacklers over there, Paxton, and that is going to end up being a 61-yard touchdown run for Kristen Kennedy of Callaway.
Yeah, and that was an incredible run, just staying on his feet, bouncing off of defenders. You know, those shorter running backs have the lower center of gravity, so they're harder to take down. But, man, he broke off and he is gone. So what a play coming straight out of the half for the North team. That's exactly what they were hoping for.
That's one of the few really big plays we've had. We had a couple of chunk plays in the first half, but that's the biggest play from scrimmage, 61 yards, and the touchdown for Kristen Kennedy, and a nice run from the Callaway High School product on that. So on to kick the extra point is Colin Bland of Pike County. And we'll get that here underway in just a second. The holder again is Monkus from Troup County. It's down and through there, and it's a 14-7 lead with less than a minute gone in this second half. After we went a long time with nobody scoring in the first half, Paxton, we played about 48 seconds here in the second half, and we already have a touchdown.
Yeah, and, you know, the feeling out process is completely done now. Now comes the fireworks. Now comes the scoring. Yeah, that was just an incredible run.
It really was. It looked like he was tied up several times. He would kind of stopped, kept moving, and I thought his feet were tied up, and he somehow shook his feet loose from a tackler who was down near the ground, and then it was just Katie barred the door. He was gone because there was no red jerseys in his path from then on, and a big touchdown for the North. And so Bland will kick it our way here. And back there, he's got two guys back there. Jamar Williams is one of those, and that is Jalen Robinson from Harris County, who is also back there. And the kick is going to be taken by Robinson at the 20-yard line. And we'll start at the 30, as we have every drive here today. And we'll see what the South does here on offense. Aaron Grant will come back out and lead the offense on this first drive. Aaron had a nice first half, a couple of big completions, and he'll be the trigger man for the offense here on the first drive of the second half. He's going to have three receivers to the right. They got to get another lineman out there. There was a big gap on the right side of the line, and there he comes. Single back in the backfield, another receiver to the short side of the field for Grant. He looks left, completes it, and gaining about 8 yards is going to be Jatavian Moses of Marion County. And it'll be second down. We'll give him 7 on that. Second down and 7. Nope, they're going to move it up now. We'll call it 8. Second down and 2 now for the South squad. Three receivers stacked to the left side, a single receiver to the right. Grant takes it. He's going to give. The give is going to be to number 2, LaDavian Crawford of Marion County, and he's going to be wrapped up for a loss. Loses about 1 there.
Gobbled up by Manya Jackson from Marion County.
Manya Jackson on the tackle. And it'll be 3rd and 3 now. Well, actually, let's call it 3rd and 4 for the North. So a third down conversion going to be needed. This stacked set of receivers to the left and a single receiver to the right. Grant takes the snap. He's going to pitch. That's going to be a 1st down and more. And on the carry right there was Kendrick High School's Lavasco Williams. He's had a couple of nice carries in the game today, but that was a little option play, a little quick option pitch. And he got to the edge, to the short side of the field, and easily got the 1st down up to the 46-yard line. And they will stick with the same formation here. 3 receivers bunched over here to the left side, single receiver to the short side of the field, and 1 back in the backfield.
Yeah, and Jamar Williams is part of that trip set down here. So
same play to Lavasco Williams, and he gets loose, and he's going to get up to midfield on this one. So a gain of about 4 yards is going to put him right at the midfield stripe. It'll be 2nd and 6. No, they're going to mark him a yard short. They're going to put him back at the 49-yard line. So a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 now from the 49.
And that's 2 plays in a row there to Lavasco Williams to the short side of the field. I expect a play over here on the open side just to see if they can get some yards after catch.
So a single receiver to both sides now, 2 tight ends, and a back in the backfield. And here's the give. This is to Columbus High's running back. He's loose again, and he's going to have a 1st down. That is Rayshawn Glover on the carry, and he's going to get over to the 41-yard line of the South. So a nice gain right there for the North squad by Rayshawn Glover.
Yeah, and went to that open side of the field, like I was just saying. Wasn't a throw, it was a run. So run heavy so far. We haven't seen Aaron Grant let one go just yet on this drive, but I'm sure that'll probably change here in a second.
Sticking with the 2 tight end set, Glover's going to have the carry again, but this time he's bottled up and is not going to go anywhere. Matter of fact, he's going to lose a yard on that one as the white jerseys came in swarm there, and I believe maybe the first guy to make contact was K.J. McQueen, the safety from Troup County. I saw number 10 on the bottom of the pile there, and I think he might have been the initiator of that tackle for a loss there. So to bring up 2nd down now and 11. Let's see if they stick what they go with the formation here. They are going to have 2 receivers to the right, along with a tight end, and a single receiver to the left. And timeout called now. Nope. It is a 30-second timeout. I thought she was going to call an official's timeout, but nope. It is a timeout called by the South. We'll keep it here since this is a short timeout. She indicated it was a 30-second. So we'll keep it here real quick. And they didn't like something with the formation and went ahead and called a timeout.
And it looked really similar to that formation where they had the large chunk play in the first half where Grant hit Williams on the sideline. So they might be trying to set up for something similar to that, just to get a big chunk play and tie this game back up.
And just a quick update, if you are watching us and not keeping an eye on the college football playoff, it is 3-0 Miami, and they're in the 3rd quarter. About 4.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. So a defensive struggle in College Station between Texas A&M and Miami. 2nd down and 11. Grant puts a man in motion. He's going to give that to Williams from Calvary. Good block on the side. He gets to the sideline. He's going to step out, though, at about the the 34-yard line, which is going to bring up 3rd and manageable. There is a flag, however. I see that now behind the play, and this is probably going to be a blocking violation on the South team. The flag lays at about the 43-yard line, and it is going to be a hold or a block in the back. They're going to call a block in the back. Now, I did see that, but I thought the defender deked it into a block in the back. He turned his back on the blocker, and it was in the backfield, so I didn't think they were going to call that, but they did. And so an illegal block is going to back the South team up to their own 48-yard line, where it'll be second down and a lot. Second down and about 21, I believe, is what we have here. Grant leading the offense. He now has with him in the backfield. Paxton, I don't know if you can read that number from my angle. I cannot.
Looks like number 12.
Yep, and downfield, and that has got to be pass interference. It is. And it is absolutely pass interference as the defender over there from LaGrange, number 12, DeMonte Greer, had a handful of jersey and stretched it out and was trying his best to keep Jamar Williams from getting free there. And that was basically the same play they got the big play on in the first half.
And I was about to say, I don't blame number 12 out there for the penalty. You know, he was beat. Jamar Williams was definitely going to catch that ball. Yep. So, you know, instead of giving up 30, 35 yards, you give up 15 and lick your wounds right now. But in the long run, that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll bring up second down again. I think this is the third or fourth time we've had second down. No, that's an automatic first down. I'm sorry. Pass interference is an automatic first down for the offense. So it's first down and 10 from the 38-yard line for the South. Grant takes the snap. He's going to give, and that is Chattahoochee County's Alquavian Relaford on the carry, and he's going to be tackled for maybe a loss of about a yard. So Chatco's Relaford with the carry. I think that's his first carry of the game. And in the backfield now is Lavasco Williams with Grant on 2nd and 11. Two receivers stacked to the left, a single receiver to the right, along with a tight end on the right side. The give is to Williams. He cuts back. He gets across the 35 down to the 34. I'm impressed with Lavasco Williams today. He's not a big running back, but he is shifty and makes good moves, sees the field well.
Yeah, he has been very impressive, but also on the defensive side of the ball, Bubba Taylor has really opened my eyes today. You know, it seems like every time there's a tackle, he's one of the guys that's in on it. And so, you know, Bubba Taylor, that's a name to watch out for.
That's what you like to see out of that middle linebacker spot, somebody that's all over the field, sideline to sideline, and he has been that today.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, your middle linebacker's your defensive anchor, so you want to make sure he's locked in if nobody else really is.
Third down and 6. Williams with the carry, and he's going to be brought down for a loss, and that is the teammate of Bubba, Manya Johnson, with the tackle for loss, number 44 from Troup County, is going to get that big tackle for loss all the way back to the 40-yard line, and it's going to bring up 4th down now and 12. And they're going to leave the offense out. Instead of bringing the punter on, they're going to leave the offense on the field and see if they can take a shot at a first down here. So 2 receivers stacked to the left. That is going to be Williams from Calvary and the Spencer receiver that I can't see his number from my angle. Grant, back to pass. He's going to scramble out of there. There's going to be a hold on the play, though, and he's going to throw this one away, and that'll be declined. I saw the holding take place, and I saw the flag come out, but that is going to be declined, and the North will take over possession after that 4th down play.
And I don't blame him for going for it there. You know, even if you did punt, the North is getting it on the 30, and so you're really only giving them maybe 10 yards. So, you know, in hindsight, I don't blame him for going for 4th.
Absolutely. You're down a score, and you're not trying to win a championship here, so why not take the chance? So it'll be 1st and 10 for the North, and it will be placed at the 40-yard line. On their first possession, they scored in a couple of plays. And let's see what happens this time. Twin receivers to the right, single receiver to the left, two backs in the backfield, and McGill back at quarterback for the North. And he's going to fake the handoff. Chased from behind and tried to get it to, I believe that is number 4, Jameer Smith from Greenville. But he just was being chased so hard he couldn't get enough on the throw and threw it right at the shoe tops. So 2nd down and 10 from the 40. They get the signal in from the sideline.
McGill has proven that he can throw it deep. You know, he's got his boy Marcus out there.
So 3 receivers to the short side of the field, a single receiver to the wide side, one back in the backfield. The fake. Pressure coming. And he's going to be brought down, and that's just a nice job of chasing down the play. That's number 22 from Harris County, Indris Alberry, with the sack way back at the 29-yard line, and he just did not give up and was relentless chasing down the quarterback. And McGill just had nowhere to throw the football, Paxton, and couldn't get rid of it there and takes the sack.
Yeah, he was trying to roll out there, but just too quick was the defender there. So, you know, just make sure if you're in that position as a quarterback, you got to make sure you're protecting the ball if you know you're about to get sacked so that you don't turn it over.
3rd down and 21 from the 29. They got to get to midfield for a first down. Swing pass out in the left flat. That's complete. And a nice run after the catch. And that was Pike County's Samaj Smith with that reception and run, but it's still going to be 4th and long for the North. And I'm sure they will punt it away. Yep, they will, as Colin Bland comes out to do the punting for the North squad. So a good job by the South defense there to keep the North from advancing. The punt is in the air. A pretty good one. And, boy, with the roll, that would have been a great punt in regular competition. But it was cut off by the deep back for the South, which was on that particular occasion Jalen Robinson from Harris County. Cut that one off, but it's going to start at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. And coming back in at quarterback, it looks like Andrew Smith from Columbus High will lead the offense for the South team on this possession. And trotting onto the field is the South offense. And there is a single receiver to the left and 3 receivers to the right, the short side of the field for the South. Smith takes the snap a little bit low. Now he's going to run forward, and he's just going to have to get as much as he can, and he gets a few there. He's going to get all the way up to the 34-yard line, a gain of 4 on what looked like it might have been a broken play there. And he's having a discussion with his teammate, that is Rayshawn Glover, the running back, about what might have happened on that play, I believe, Paxton.
Yeah, it was just a low snap there. So, I mean, it was a great decision, though, just to, you know, keep your head up, make sure that you get as much as you can, and he did get positive, so it did work out.
3 receivers to the right. Now we're going to get a timeout by the South. That's their 2nd timeout of the half. And, Chris, let's take a quick break. I think this is a short timeout. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
Gear up for the holidays with great offers from Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Right now, get a new Chevy Silverado 4x4 Crew Cab, discounted up to $14,750 off MSRP. Or a new Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,000 off. And the new Chevy Equinox is up to $5,000 off. Plus, we'll make your season even brighter with no payments until April. Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Back here at Otis Spencer Stadium, it is second down now and about 6 yards for the South squad. They trail at 14-7. There's 2:06 to go in the third period of this FCA West Central Georgia All-Star game. High snap, dropped, and Smith is going to recover it, and he's going to be hit down, and he's lucky that he got that one back. It bounced right back up to him, Paxton, or that could have been a disastrous play for the South there.
Yeah, and that was a great job by the linebacker from Manchester, Kadofi Ravel. You know, he was back there quick, made sure that, you know, the quarterback Smith had to be able to corral it, or else the North would have just had some really, really favorable field position.
So 3rd and 14 for the South now. Smith is the quarterback. He's going to have, and they're going to have to get a sub off the field here real quick. And they do. Twin receivers to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Nobody in the backfield. Empty backfield here. Line's going to have to do a good job of picking up everybody that comes, because the North is going to try to get numbers. A low snap this time. Smith gets it off over the middle of the field. He had a man who had a couple of steps, and that's our man, and I failed to do this at halftime. I failed to get the identity of number 8 at the half. It is not who we originally had on our roster, but it is a Spencer player. So, but he failed to get that to him. He had a step, and he just had to throw it down the middle of the field as the pocket was closing on him, and it ended up incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's now 3 errant snaps in a row.
Actually, we had a flag on that play.
Looks like it was declined.
But nothing was marked off. So this will bring up 3rd and long. Blitz again. Smith gets away, gets it off, and did he catch that football? My goodness, he caught the football. What a catch. And what a catch. And that's number 8, and that is the Spencer receiver. And we're going to see. I'm going to try to see if I can send a message and get the name of that young man, because that was a tremendous catch. Smith had to get rid of it, and he just laid it over the middle of the field, and his man ran under it, made a nice diving catch right there, and gets a 1st down for the South. Mark that one down, especially if they score on this drive. And running the football hard now, getting across midfield, keeping his legs going, and getting all the way down to the 46-yard line of the North. And that is Columbus High's, and I'm losing his number here, number 6. That is Rashawn Glover. Sorry, I couldn't find him on my roster there for a moment. And what a run in, and that's the last play of the 3rd quarter. So we'll take a break here, and we will come back for the 4th quarter of action here at the West Central Georgia All-Star Game in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
And we're back here at Otis Spencer, and we have the identity of our mystery man here. He did switch jerseys with Harrison Baker. Harrison Baker's injured and was not able to play in the game, and he switched number. His name is Spencer Cohen from Spencer High School. And Rashawn Glover is going to be caught in the backfield and taken down for a loss back to the 49. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the South, and he was pursued heavily there, Paxton, by the North defense.
Yeah, and it was K.J. McQueen there, yet another Marion County guy. So these Marion County boys on the North defense have just –
actually, Troop County.
Troop County, excuse me.
Troop County.
But they've been eating them up all day long.
All over the field. Bubba Taylor and his buddy Manya Johnson. And now in on that one was K.J. McQueen. Jamar Williams with the carry. He's going to get to midfield. He's still on his feet. He's going to get loose, and then he's going to be rudely delivered to the ground, and that is, again, number 10 from Troop County, K.J. McQueen, that made sure Jamar Williams wasn't going to go any further.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit of a throwback here. That was like Spine to the Pine, Arn Anderson right there back in the day. That was rough.
That was a form tackle. I mean, he hit him like you were supposed to, drove his legs up through him, and delivered his back jersey numbers were the first thing to hit the turf. So a great form tackle. And that brings on Zach Wampler. And Wampler is going to try his sort of pooch punt that time, where he tries to pin somebody deep instead of going ahead and booming that one. And it really, again, as we've said several times today, it doesn't matter. The drive is going to start at the 30-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the North. They lead it 14-7 here in this All-Star game as the offense comes back out. And let's see who we're going to have at the quarterback position this time. I believe Samaj Smith has been at running back, and looks like we're going to have another quarterback, a different quarterback. They're going to kind of run a wildcat here, as that was Peyton Davis. You had Peyton Davis and Samaj Smith, 2 running backs, lined up, and both of them put their hands out like they were going to receive the snap. And Peyton Davis was the one who got the snap and got a little less than a yard that time on 1st down. Looks like they're going to stick with this wildcat-type formation. The other 2 quarterbacks are over on the sideline standing side by side. So this time Samaj Smith is going to get it. There is a flag on the snap. So either the defense was lined up off sides or somebody moved, and he's going to move forward and get all the way up across the 35 to the 37-yard line. But it is offside. And let's see if they're going to take this penalty or take the run. They could get 5 yards and have 2nd down over, or they could take the run and get about 6 yards and have a shorter distance. Let's see what they're going to elect to do here.
Regardless of what they do, that was a great run there by Samaj Smith.
Yeah, he got a lot of help from his offensive lineman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the big boys were pushing him, but it's important to keep your feet moving because you ain't down until either the ref blows you dead or you're down. So if you're still standing, you got to keep on pumping and see what you can do.
Absolutely. So they do take the penalty, and that's advantageous because it gives them a repeat of 2nd down, and they only lost about a yard in that exchange. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 from the 31-yard line. And Peyton Davis, he gets loose. He's on the sideline. He is out in the open. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Peyton Davis of LaGrange High School, and that's going to give the North another score here in this game. He broke a couple of tackles, got loose, and when he got the sideline, there was nobody that could catch him. A great burst of speed from Peyton Davis, and it's 20-7 at this point for the North.
And that Wildcat formation worked to perfection there for the North. 3 plays in a row, they ran it, and then Peyton Davis broke one big.
So on for the extra point. He's waiting on his holder, and there he comes. And that is Davis Monkus from Troup County will be the holder. And, again, the kicker is Colin Bland out of Pike County. He'll try to make it 21-7. Snap in the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it is 21-7 with 9:08 left in the game. The South got to play a little catch-up here, Paxton, as they get the football in just a moment after the kickoff. Chris, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Back here at Otis Spencer, and there is the kickoff after the score gives the North team a 21-7 advantage over the South. 9:08 to go in the ball game, and the South got a little work to do here, but they've shown the ability to have some chunk plays today too, Paxton. So we'll see what happens on offense here for the North. For the South.
And they're marching Aaron Grant out there, so there's definitely potential for a big chunk play. It's needed. It's needed. So I assume that they're going to be dialing up some deep shots here.
They're going to try to get it down the field, and some offensive linemen are a little bit tardy getting onto the field. All right, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Aaron Grant has 3 receivers to his right, a single receiver to his left, 1 back in the backfield. He takes the snap. Got pressure, but he's laid it up long. He's got a man, and it's complete. What a catch over there, and that is that man again, Mr. Cohen from Spencer, who goes up and high points the football and does exactly what you want to see a receiver do, and a long first down. So that's Spencer Cohen with the catch, and that's the second possession in a row. He's had a big catch, Paxton.
Yeah, he's been having a couple this game, and if I'm the South, I'd probably dial one back up to him, maybe in the end zone this time.
Grant takes the snap. He looks. He's looking for him again. He's got it. Was he in bounds? Let's see. Did he get a foot down?
They're calling him incomplete. They said that he was out of bounds.
And the officials are going to speak to each other here because one, I believe, the one that was back up the field, I think he thought he saw him get a foot down. But the one that was back deep, who was backpedaling, now we will say he was backpedaling, they're going to call it incomplete. They're going to say he came down on the sideline. That was so close. A really nice throw again by Aaron Grant.
Yeah, and another great catch by Cohen. That was really just a bang-bang play. We don't have instant replay here. We don't have a replay booth. So, we got to just trust that the refs got it right on that one.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 now, but they go to him 2 plays in a row, and you called it, Paxton. They dialed it right back up to him. 3 receivers again to the right. Single receiver, which is Cohen, to the left. Grant now looking. He's going back toward Cohen, and this one's going to be picked off. You go to the well too many times, and you get somebody playing center field, and that time that was picked off. I believe that's number 25 from Callaway, J.D. Strong, who was the safety back there. And he just got deeper than the receiver, and Aaron Grant led him perfect. It was coming right down in Cohen's area, but the free safety was back there to make the interception. And that'll give the North the football back there at the – looks like they're going to mark it at the 4-yard line. I would say this drive has got to start where the interception took place. No, they're going to bring it up to the 30, I believe. No, I think they have to start this where he intercepted the football. Yeah, it's about the 5-yard line, so they finally put the ball down so we can tell where it's going to be spotted. So they will start at the 5 where the interception took place. So at least for the South, their defense has the North offense with their backs against the wall here. And this time in at quarterback is Pike County's Braden O'Connell. 2 backs in the backfield, 3 receivers to his left in the formation. And here is a flag on the play. And that is going to be illegal substitution. Evidently, they had too many men on the field.
So now if you're the South, I'd probably dial up an all-out blitz and try to get a safety.
I believe I would run somebody in there. You got playing at your middle linebacker spot is Kendrick's Tristan Mitchell. But O'Connell's going to keep it, and he's going to get outside and make a nice gain. He's going to get all the way up to the 13-yard line, and that's going to make it 3rd and short, 3rd and about 3 here for the North. So a nice job of getting it out and getting breathing room by O'Connell there on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, that was a huge run there. Great decision by O'Connell to tuck that one and run it himself.
3 receivers to the right, a single back in the backfield, also an H-back to the right. The give is going to be to the back. That is number 13, Kristen Kennedy of Callaway. And Kennedy is going to get a first down up to the 19-yard line. So first down for the North as they try to chew up some clock here. We're down to 7:10 to go in the ball game. The North has a 21-7 lead in the contest. Taking their time getting the play in. Play clock still has plenty of time, just passing 15 seconds to get the play off. 3 receivers to the right, single back in the backfield. Tight end on the left side of the line. The give is going to be to Samaj Smith. He spins off a tackle. He gets loose. He's going to be walked down, though, from behind, and a great job by the defender to not give up on the play and keep coming, and that was number 18 for the South, and that is Schley County's Caleb Renfro with the big play, and Renfro comes up a little bit shaken up as he ran the back down and makes a good play. I believe he may have hurt his shoulder. It looks like maybe it is his shoulder that's giving him problems, but a great job nonetheless by Renfro to run that play down and make a tackle.
Yeah, and I think the most impressive thing about that run is that Smith broke the tackle of Darnell Hamilton.
Yeah, he
did.
You
usually don't see that.
And O'Connell's going to keep it now right side. This is a quarterback run all the way. He gets loose. And, you know, back in the day when I played, Paxton, we had tearaway jerseys, and he would still be running. Somebody got a big handful of jersey and stretched him out there and slowed him down enough, but he still gets 9 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1. And I believe this South defense is getting a little bit worn down now, Paxton. They've been on the field a good bit and starting to have an effect here. A little bit of fatigue in this game.
Yeah, the North has done a great job of running the ball as well, so that's always going to wear out the defense.
So now in at quarterback is Zayden Kelly from Greenville. He's going to give, and that is, I believe, that is Peyton Davis of LaGrange on the carry. And he says he wasn't down, and he's still up trying to run, but the whistles are blowing.
Yeah, he definitely went down. I saw Big Darnell on top of him there, so I don't think there was any way he didn't go down.
So that he gains, let's see, that's a first down. It's down to the 37-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 37. 3 receivers are going to come to the left, and a tight end to the right side, and 1 back in the backfield. That back in the backfield is Kristen Kennedy. He's going to get he's going to get the fake, and it's going to be thrown over here in the flat, and quickly going down is number 5 from LaGrange High School, Antonio Colton, and a great play. Was that number 11 or number 5?
Number 5 there,
Jonathan Leggett from Schley County makes the play for a loss on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
You got to credit Leggett there on that tackle for loss. It's hard as a defender to get a tackle for loss on a wide receiver screenplay like that was. So
well, he raced. He read that. He came from a linebacker position, and he read it from his linebacker position, and he was on full speed run when he got over here. And now they've got twin receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left, 2 backs in the backfield, and there's going to be a timeout. Let's take a quick break. Chris, we'll be back here at Otis Spencer Stadium in just a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Gear up for the holidays with great offers from Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Right now, get a new Chevy Silverado 4x4 Crew Cab, discounted up to $14,750 off MSRP. Or a new Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,000 off. And the new Chevy Equinox is up to $5,000 off. Plus, we'll make your season even brighter with no payments until April. Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.
Back here at Otis Spencer, 2nd and 12 for the North. And the backs run into each other. The ball's on the ground, and it's picked up and completed downfield, and the receiver is still on his feet. And he's still on his feet, finally goes down. That was completed to number 4 out of Greenville, Jameer Smith. But what a job by Zayden Kelly as the backs were making a crossing pattern in the backfield. I think it was intended to be a handoff, and the ball ended up on the ground. Zayden Kelly picked it up, looked downfield, and completed it to his teammate. And a nice gain on a really broken play there, Paxton.
Yeah, I'm with you. I believe it was a handoff originally, but the 2 backs run into each other. But Zayden Kelly, that's a quick decision that a quarterback has to have. When something goes wrong, you got to be able to decide what you're going to do quickly, keep your eyes downfield, and hit a man if he's open.
They barely get the play off, and that's going to be Kristen Kennedy on the carry, and he's not going to get the first down. That's going to bring up 4th down and 2 yards. They've got to get to the 27-yard line for the first down. So the offense is going to stay on the field, and now the officials stop the clock. And that's going to be the 2-minute timeout here in the 4th quarter. So we'll take a break. We'll come back. It is the North 21, the South 7. We'll be back for the final 2 minutes of action on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are. And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Back here at Otis Spencer, 4th down. And the Wildcat formation, and this is going to be Kennedy, and he surges forward, and he is right at the mark. I believe he's going to get that first down. He needed to get to the 27, and he got to the 27. So first down for the North, and that might put things away here for the North squad in this All-Star game today. So back to the Wildcat that worked so successfully for them on their last possession, Paxton, and it worked like a charm again. And now O'Connell will be back in at quarterback, I believe. Yep, Braden O'Connell back in at quarterback for the North, and another timeout. We'll keep it here. And Paxton, this has been a fun day. A lot of guys have gotten action. A lot of guys seen action on the field. As Jonathan said, some 23 high schools represented here today. We haven't been able to call everybody's name from every school, but we've seen all of those different helmets on the field today, and it's a great thing. And this All-Star game is just a great opportunity to reward some young men for a hard-fought and hard-played season all year long.
Yeah, and these guys have played with so much heart today, especially on the defensive sides. The offense, all the quarterbacks have shown they have arm talent. Even the punters, they've shown the talent that they have. And so, to be able to get this group of guys, get the very best from all of these different schools here in one game, it's awesome to see.
All right. So 1st and 10 for the North. The give to Kennedy, and he's going to be brought down. Gain of about 3 yards there, down to the 24-yard line. Clock running. 1:16 to go in the contest. Basically, the North can run the clock out here. If they hold it, they can get well inside a minute. They don't have to snap it right away. There's still 20 on the play clock as it ticks down. And back in at quarterback is Kason McGill now, as they're going to get players some extra plays. And I believe that's Samaj Smith in the backfield with him. The give is to Smith. Boy, he almost loses it and somehow came up with it and got on the ground really quickly there as it squirted up in the air on the exchange, and he saved it. And that's going to be it, I believe, for the football game. They're going to let the clock run out here. No need to run another play. And we'll let the final 12 seconds tick off here and talk about this one as the teams get lined up and to show some sportsmanship and shake hands after this game. 2 seconds, 1 second, and there's the final horn. And your final score is the North squad 21, the South squad 7. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back for the presentation of the trophy and the most valuable player in just a moment here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And we are back here at Otis Spencer Stadium. We're getting ready for the presentation at the end of the game. The two teams will be out there, and we're going to hand it over to our PA announcer here at Otis Spencer for the presentation at the end of the game.
We're going to say, are we ready? First, let's give a hand to the, who lost? Let's give a hand to the South team for participating today. Let's give it up for the South. Come on. Great effort. Great job. Congratulations to the North team and head coach Stephen Holmes. Give it up for the North. Congratulations. From Pike County. What is it?
Right there, right under it. So they will be presented with.
They're going to be presented with the 2025 West Central Georgia FCA Championship Trophy. What are you doing on this talking? MVP KJ McQueen from LaGrange High. Let me make some noise for him. Come on, let me hear you. Come on, the MVP. KJ McQueen. This man can be the coach again. They can't flow. What is the problem? Flow with me. We doing it.
With Paxton and myself, I'm Mike Peacock for Paxton Holloway here, and JK, Jonathan Carastory, is now out talking to the teams. So the MVP of the game was KJ McQueen of Troup County High School, as he was presented that trophy, and the winning trophy was presented to the Pike County head coach, the head coach of the North. What a great event this was today, Paxton, and a great cause. The FCA, you were a part of FCA, I was a part of FCA, and what a great job Jonathan Carastory has done as the area director for the West Central Georgia chapter of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Well over 50 schools in the 10-county area that is served by West Central Georgia, and just what a day here in Columbus. A absolutely picture-perfect afternoon for a football game, and a great job of sportsmanship on behalf of the players. And of course, the biggest thing is, decisions were made for Christ on this weekend, and that's what FCA is all about, as they bring the gospel of Jesus Christ to schools all over, and no matter the age, coaches, players, teachers, administrators, it doesn't matter. The message is going to be the same, and FCA is there for every one of them as they have their closing prayer. And with that closing prayer, we're going to get out of here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. We're going to go home, I guess. Paxton, you and I are going to go home and enjoy some more college football playoff the rest of the day as we go through this afternoon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And remember, you can catch tons of athletic events here in this area on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We have wrestling going on this afternoon over at Smith Station. You can find that on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We have basketball games going on this afternoon. You can find those on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then beginning again on Monday as we go through the week. This is the week of Christmas, so I'm not sure how much action we're going to have this next week. But starting the very week after Christmas, I believe January 2nd, we will have the Border Wars tournament over at Glenwood, and that'll be a lot of basketball games on January 2nd and 3rd coming your way here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So for Paxton Holloway, for our producer, my man Chris, and for our cameraman, we will see you next time here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.